How crucial is this week of practice?
It's huge. I mean, we want to improve upon last week. We want to get through a bunch of corrections from the game, and then see if we can transition into this next game plan, if you will. I know it's just preseason, so it's not a full game plan, but just getting your mind refocused, getting into that season-type mode instead of just practice every day. Building up to something each week. So it's a good run through of that scenario, and we'll be ready.
Mark, after watching the film the other night, how would you kind of, after getting a deeper look at how you play, how would you kind of assess the season?
I think, just on that screen pass, just desert it, a little sooner, just if it's a dead play, it's a dead play, and let it go. But I thought we did a ton of great things out there, and a lot of things we can improve upon. But it's the first game. You get the first game jitters out for a lot of these young guys, and now we'll see how they're done.
Have they said how this week is going to play out in terms of the quarterback rotation?
No, not really. I mean, we're just on our 2-2 deal.
It's still the 2-2.
You mentioned footwork being a big part of this offense. Do you find yourself looking at that a lot more in the game?
I think Coach Lee just puts an emphasis on it, and he was pleased with the way our footwork held up, in the pocket, and having to move a little bit, but not necessarily breaking the contain and just staying in there, trusting the guys up front. And that was one of the things that really came to life on the film, is watching those guys up front. Even if they gave up a little bit of ground in a pass rush scenario or situation, they were right back in there to stay firm and keep them out of the quarterback's feet and keep us free. So I thought that first unit looked really good, and it was nice to see him play as a first group there for the first time.
Mark, does the pick for a score overshadow everything for you, or you don't allow it to do that?
No, not at all. I mean, you just bounce right back and don't even worry about it. You correct it, and next time you just throw it in the dirt.
Mark, are there things you can do as a quarterback to work on the false start problems that you guys are having?
I mean, we can keep repping it in practice, but at the end of the day, it's just got to be a mental focus. I mean, it's got to be something that guys are so well versed in. We've repped it so many times that we've got to be able to use that as a weapon. So we'll continue to improve on that.
You guys, the offense really started clicking when you went to the hurry up for a couple of plays, and throughout your career, you've had success with that. In 2010, at the end of some games, would you like to do that? See more of that? Does Marty's offense have that built in, so you could do that maybe in the course of a game to try to?
I don't want to speak for Marty. You got to talk to Marty about it,
But do you like it?
We got into a rhythm. I think we just got into a good rhythm, and it allows you to play fast and get rolling there. So that was pretty nice.
But do you like it, like just from your own vantage point?
Whatever Marty wants. I feel good. We're taking our time. If we're in a 4-minute situation or 2 minutes, it doesn't matter.
Good chunk of time now into this offense. What did you found to be the biggest adjustment? For you at your position?
I guess, the verbiage is just different. Every year you learn a new system that speaking that new language takes a little time. It takes practice and preparation. So we're still in that mode of mastering it and getting used to it.
Hey Mark, this is a little bit off topic, but some of the Jets fans in New York City, who are Time Warner cable subscribers, can't necessarily watch the Jets if it plays on CBS. What do you think that's going to mean? How do you think the fans are going to react to not being able to watch you and your team play in New York City?
I guess, I don't know, find a friend who's got the game or just turn off the game. I don't know. I mean, that's too bad. We'd love to see have our fans watch us as much as they can, so whatever that means, sorry.
Did Geno make a bit of a statement by being out there today?
I don't know. I mean, he's a
hurt.
tough guy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Ask him.
Mark, this is an open competition. That's the way it's being presented. Would you just assume that Geno would get the start Saturday just to flip-flop it?
I'm just taking one day at a time. So as soon as you tell me.
Out there playing. The adjustments you've had to make in terms of just getting the ball quicker than what you guys are doing?
I think a lot of that stuff is just happening because of the offense. It's not you don't have to adjust to it too much. It just happens. The reads happen fast. The plays come in fast. You're up at the line of scrimmage fast. And it's all about tempo and get the pace rolling, get us into a groove. I think Marty does a great job of mixing up calls, and it feels good. It's nice to change things up.
Talk to the young men about liking that tempo, liking that pace. Why is it beneficial? Why do you find it beneficial?
I think just gets you in a groove. You just get going. Good play, bad play, hard there's so many breaks or so many stoppage time or whatever it is, personnel subs and stuff, but Marty expects game day for it to be fast.
Is the actual verbiage in the play call shorter than what you've been using? Is that one of the reasons why it moves fast? Because some coaches said he's long.
No, these are short. These are not short.
So it's pretty long.
They're not short.
It's faster because he's ahead of, you know what I mean? Like he gets it down faster than you.
I mean, the plays are in quick. He's in your headset right away. So you got to be ready. You got to hear the personnel call. You just got to be on your toes.